Wow. Okay, I have the Ace of Swords here. This is the surrounding energy of this reading. There needs to be clear and honest communication. That's why the Ace of Swords is here. For them to return to you, communication has to exist, and it needs to be done, and it needs to be clear, and it needs to be honest on both sides. That's why the Ace of Swords is surrounding your entire reading. I have the Chariot here in your highest energy. You want to move forward, okay? And you would be more than willing. All you'd do is snap those reins, and you would just like, let's go, you know? This is the card for Cancer. Cancer might be strong in your chart, their chart, or around this reading. So the Chariot, you are more than willing. You're ready. You're ready to snap those reins to move forward. But it's not going to happen till you have an honest, clear communication about what you expect from each other, about what went wrong in the first place, whatever the case may be. I have the Magician right next to the Chariot and right above the Ace of Swords. So the Magician here, this is first off the symbol of intuition and knowing right there. So you know you have all the tools to make this work, but also I think you're trying to manifest them to come back into your life. And by doing so, you need to have this clear and honest conversation. It's right above the Ace of Swords. You want to manifest them back into your life? Think about this Ace of Swords. That is like advice from the universe. It's saying just kind of like, everything hinges on this conversation. Honesty. It has to be two-way. And then, next to the Magician, I have the Seven of Wands. So, everybody's got an opinion, for one thing. That's what all these wands are that's coming up. And I think you want to do things your way. You definitely have your wand up. I think it kind of hinges on what you hear in this conversation. You do want them back, and if you want to hear the right things, you want them to mean it. You want them to say it and mean it, whatever it is that you want to hear. So if they can't, you'll just have to block them, and it out of your life so that you can move forward. So there's a couple of things going through your mind right now, and the advice is this Ace of Swords. I have Temperance here, right under the Chariot. Temperance, this is your guardian angels and spirit guides. They're mixing that potion back and forth, back and forth. Their job is to get you tempered. And tempering, it just means getting you balanced, because you've been off balance. You have one foot in the waters of emotion. You have one foot on the ground. You need to be balanced before you have this conversation. Go in balanced. You need to be grounded. So that's all part of pulling that foot out of the water and putting it on the ground. They need you to be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with them. Be patient with the conversation. Okay? So they're really trying to help you to get what you want, and that is for them to return. And on the other side, the Ace of Swords, all that honest conversation here, I have the Lovers. This is the card for Gemini. Gemini might be strong in your chart, their chart, or around this reading. But again, there is your spirit, guardian angels and spirit guides. And it's like you can come back together. They know you can come back together if you follow the rules. And there's rules being laid out here. You don't want to have to block them if you don't hear the right thing, if the right things aren't said. In this honesty, it has to be honest, and it has to be clear. So if you're unclear about something that's said, clarify it while you're in the conversation. So you don't want to have to block them because you really do want them to come back. The Magician's actually pointing at the Lovers, so you're really trying to manifest them to come back. And your guardian angels and spirit guides are trying to help you do that. But you got them on each side of this Ace of Swords, the guardian angels and spirit guides. I have the Eight of Pentacles under Temperance. So, this is about working, building security, stability, groundedness, focusing on, putting in the work. So there's a couple of things going on here that I can feel. One is that you need to make it clear, you need to put in the work. Relationships they can't exist, and the love can't remain unless both parties are willing to put in the work. Also, I think this card is about focus on yourself for now. Just build your own pentacles. You have a job to do, whatever your job might be. Focus on your work, and focus on your paychecks. Just keep your mind to the grindstone for a while and try to become balanced, because this is all going to help when it comes to this conversation. It's going to help you be patient. I have the Queen of Wands next to the Eight of Pentacles and under the Ace of Swords. This is fire. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius might be strong in your chart or their chart or around this reading. That gives us 2 for Sagittarius so far. I just want to point out. But the energy, here you are. You're a passionate person. You're very passionate. And you still have passion for your lover, the one that you missed, the one that you want to come back. Wherever you put your love, you put your passion. So whether it's gardens, pets, work, so you're just holding that staff of fresh starts and new beginnings right under the Ace of Swords. It's all hinging. It's all hinging on this conversation. You would love to be in a traditional relationship with this person. The Lover's card is right next to the Hierophant. And you want to come back together, and you would really like to see that you would be able to make this relationship last, make it work, make it grounded, secure, and stable with a possible commitment here. And this can be, like I say, a card of marriage. So, this is what's on your mind. Like I say, you put your passion where you put your love. You love them, and you're very passionate about this relationship still. I'm going to take out the second part of this reading. Okay. I have the Two of Swords here. Those cards over there. The Two of Swords. You were I think you were in this relationship. I think there was some honesty, some clarity that you weren't seeking because you were afraid of what you might hear. Because your heart is guarded with your swords up. It's like you're protecting your heart. Your blindfold is on, is like not wanting to deal with maybe some red flags that you had seen before this all came to an end. So the Two of Swords is right next to the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is better. It's like you've taken off your blindfold and you're getting ready to communicate, and you're waiting to see what is said, what happens out of this communication. I think you just kind of were in this Two of Swords for a while. I have this High Priestess right next to the Two of Swords. Your intuition, you did know. You did have a feeling. There was something going on that needs to be talked about. Something you never clarified that needed to be clarified. This is the card in the tarot deck for intuition and knowing. So it's like pull back that pomegranate curtain and trust yourself. Trust what you're feeling. Trust what you're telling yourself. Because you're probably right on the money. Your intuitions are running very high right now. And then next to the High Priestess, I have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, it looks like you still have I knew you still had a big cup of love for this person. But you're holding it back. And you're holding it close to your body. There can be water in someone's chart, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. I see Scorpio, that'd be 2 for Scorpio, if we're counting. But the King of Cups, see all the swirly waters here? You're still in these emotional waters, and you're pulling back that cup because your emotions are running pretty high right now. Follow your intuition in moving forward. Trust yourself. I think what it's saying, too, is I think you're doing the right thing by holding back that cup of love and waiting to see what happens. I have the Six of Wands under the Two of Swords and next to the Lover's card. So the Six of Wands That's success and love. That's what this card is all about, success and love. These wands coming up in the background, those are wands of people who are celebrating your success and love. That wreath right there, that can symbolize engagement. So it looks like there will be success here. It's right next to the Lover's card. Let me show you that. I think you're going to have success out of this conversation as long as it happens. See, this is why you didn't take off that blindfold. This is why you didn't take action before, because you wanted to have success in love. Well, it didn't turn out that way. You can't ignore things and things still happen. It doesn't last if it, for very long. I have the Death card right next to the Six of Wands and right under the High Priestess. The Death card, the card for Scorpio. Scorpio might be strong in your chart, their chart, or around this reading with the King of Cups. That gives us 2 for Scorpio, if we're counting. But this is the end of the old, the beginning of the new. It's like ringing out the old year and ringing in the new year. So things are changing. You're moving forward. You're moving ahead with success and love. You're getting past, and this is the hard thing to get past. This conversation will help the two of you get past it. The breakup. It might have been kind of messy with the Tower card here, but you're going to move past it. This is what caused you to pull back that cup of love. I have the Four of Pentacles right under the Six of Wands and right next to the Hierophant. So the Four of Pentacles is like, you still haven't given up hope. You have not. That's why you're trying to manifest them coming back. You still have commitment on your mind, and you haven't moved forward, backwards, up or down. You're just kind of hanging on to this hope that this will all work out. There's the Five of Wands right next to the Four of Pentacles and under the Death card. So you're moving past this anxiety, stress, confusion. I think there might have been a little bit of fighting, words said maybe between the two of you. But you're just kind of stuck in that moment too. You're stuck in that moment, plus you're stuck on believing that this could work out still. And I think you're right. I do think it's going to work out as long as the Ace of Swords happens. I have the Eight of Cups next to the Five of Wands and under the Tower card. Yeah, this is the walking away. But this is turning your back on, this is what's on both sides. So the problems with the love relationship, you're going to leave those problems behind and you're going to be moving forward. That's awesome, because you need to leave this behind. You can't move forward and still live in these moments. You need to leave those behind. So I think there's a very good possibility. You're manifesting it. I mean, of the two of you coming back together. I think this truthful, honest conversation is the whole key. I look at that sword as if it's a key to this relationship. So I have the Arcanum deck. I'm going to pull out a card for a clarifying card, just one. If it pops out on its own, that's your card. If not, I'll draw it. It goes between the Seven of Wands and the Two of Swords. The Emperor, the card for Aries. Aries might be strong in your chart, their chart, or around this reading. So, the Emperor, this is like holding true to yourself. This is like, it's like being stubborn, but in a good way. It's the way of holding, knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want. It's holding out, see, you are in self-protection mode, and the Emperor is always in self-protection mode. The Emperor really looks out for themselves, and that's exactly what you're going to do. You're very well liked. You're well respected by others around you. And, you're at this place where I don't think anybody's going to be able to change your mind about what you want. So this conversation is very important in moving forward.